Hey folks, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. So this is the video that I talked about in the very last episode of Story Ark. I was going to record this Let's Talk video where I talk about Season 1. Now, I didn't do it in the end of the video because the last episode I didn't do a post me segment like I had done in many episodes during Story Ark Season 1 because I felt like the video was already too long. And when I was first thinking about talking about this, I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is going to be a long video. I feel like I should talk for a long time about this season because this season started on the 3rd of October 2022. That is when I started, episode 1 went live. 7th of April 2024 is when the final episode went live. That is like a year and a half. It's pretty epic. It's obviously the most probably the most epic thing I've done on the channel so far. It really is. There's no doubt in that. But we didn't expect it to be as long as this when we first started out. We had no idea. We didn't just, we were learning the game basically as we were playing along there because we had played a bit in Ireland for a little bit. We had played on some of the custom art maps, but this was the season here. I thought there was another introduction season like for Forger. I thought that season was my introduction to the game. It's not. This season was my introduction to the game because there was a lot going on. Man, that's quite dark. Well, frankly, I put the code up there. So yeah, we had it was just epic this season. I had so much fun. Now, I've been trying to think about what to talk about in this year because I gotta be honest, I don't remember most of this season. I really don't because it's been so long. I really don't remember most of the season because it was a long time and I don't have the best memory. But there is certain things I do remember, and I would like to point out because if I remember anything from this, it's actually a pretty good indication of how affected I was by it. So yeah, this the things that I remember. I'm kind of torn in the moment. Plus, I know what's about to happen in this boss fight right now, so I'm kind of watching it, and I'm still obviously I remember on this here that I died to this broodmother, and the reason why is because my year didn't spawn in, so I'm a little still as I'm watching it, I'm still salty about that because I got it down to 230, 2, I'm still a little silly about that. This episode here I've got in the background, this was probably my most favourite episode of the whole season because even if I died here and I'm not happy about it at all, I had tremendous fun because this is the episode where I took on all the alpha bosses there. So, and we had trouble with the dragon. We had a lot of trouble with the dragon, and we were not too happy with the dragon boss fight. But we had a lot of trouble with that, and we managed to rebound and come back and beat it at alpha. Later in this video here, it's playing in the background shows that. So I'm probably going to ramble during this. I'm going to pause sometimes where I collect my thoughts. I don't want to do like a second take, a third take, a fourth take, and do bits and pieces of recording here. I'm just going to talk a little bit through this. And that's it. I'm just going to do it in one take, and it's going to end up the way it is. I don't want to mess around with different takes and all different clips and everything on that here. I just want to talk about this season, about this epic season of content, basically, that I feel like in my mind, because I'm very, very proud of this season. And this episode here was my favourite. Because to go from getting owned by the dragon and losing my armies and comically losing my Shadow Main army as well. Because you can see the Shadow Main here, these are a new group of Shadow Mains. But the first one they didn't even get it to the dragon. Because we decided to try, for some reason, to get to a Shadow Main army, we decided to run through the dragon to get to the Shadow Main army. Which is not a good idea. But for some reason in that moment I decided that was a good idea and I ended up getting caught in my ear. Which I'm mentally we have to talk about the negatives sometimes there. You're not being able to shoot off the back of a Uter is one of the biggest negatives in this game, because that is just silly. I should be able to shoot off the back of the Uter, and the Uter should never have got caught in the little lava stream as well too. But I don't want to be overly negative on this because there was some negatives. We had a lot of bugs and stuff like that. Things like that. Some of them were self-inflicted because I originally had the game on my external hard drive. So when I was transferring over, it was a bit dicey with transferring over stuff there, and we lost quite a bit. And it was probably because more so because I was on an internal hard drive. Because once I put the hard drive, the game back into a hard drive within my computer, we basically didn't lose much stuff at all. There, in fact, I don't think I lost anything after that. I don't remember crashing too much after that. I crashed once, I think, but I think that was more to do with me pushing my luck with the amount of times I was transferring there. But for the most part, all the stuff where we crashed and we lost the Uter, we lost the Wyverns. We lost the Wyverns because we were in Scorched Earth because we were trying to split something. I think we were doing something in the chemistry bench there and it crashed in, so that wasn't to do with transferring across. I remember that happening and losing the Wyverns. That is one of the things I do remember about this season. Is we had no luck when it came to Wyverns, and we had no luck coming with Argentavis either. Funny story. Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. But I have been, since I've stopped playing this, I've been looking forward to playing on the Story Ark maps, just myself without recording and everything there. Because as I said, it's been a year and a half we played this game for here, so I haven't played on the Story Ark maps offline. I've been sticking pretty much to the custom Ark maps offline because I didn't really want to mess with the game and the folders and all that stuff there. So that is what we basically did. So I've been playing on the island offline. I haven't played for a little while actually. It's been almost about a week since I played the game. But one of the early days, it was like day 5 or day 7. I saw a max level Argentavis on the island. And that's not the first one I saw. I saw a second one as well. Not on day 7, it was like day 14 or something. So, but yeah, within like 14, 15 days, I saw 2 max level Argentavises on the island. And you think the amount of times I was looking for an Argentavis and Story Ark in any of the maps that have Argentavises, and I could not find a decent level at all. We did have Hannah, which I sadly killed because I was going through a phase where I remember I was on offline games but I wasn't paying attention to my stamina. I went through a phase there and I got Hannah killed because I thought there was only one Alpha Raptor on the ground and it turned out there was 2 and Hannah had no chance of surviving. So that happened. I do remember there's so many things it could have made life so easier probably. Like for example, I could have went to Genesis Part 2, got a text reader for resources pretty quickly. I could have got used the Dino storage mod. I didn't really use the mods as much as early on as I should have done. With accepting the spyglass. I do remember when I first started out, I was actually using the aggression because I used the spyglass module and it has an aggression outline that puts it around there. So like the early episodes, you will see like a green around friends. Basically all these shadow mains would have green around them and an enemy like that. This here would have a red because it's aggroed on me right now. So yeah, we had that in the early part because we were still learning the game. But by the time we got to the end, we were actually trying to turn single player off. And the thing with single player is for future references. Single player basically makes everything that levels up or anything time wise to take longer. It takes longer for me to level up, it takes longer to level up a dinosaur. You don't get as much of a health boost if you had to put a level into your health, the dinosaur or you as well. Sorry, for the dinosaurs only, you don't get as much as a health boost on that, so that makes that a lot tougher. It takes longer to get your dinos up in the fighting state. You also have, what you call it, breeding It takes longer. It takes longer to hatch an egg, to raise the baby up to adult. It takes longer to do that. So it takes all the breeding and everything, doing mutations, a lot longer. For that, it takes a lot longer for taming as well. Just anything time wise, basically cooking food and all that stuff, anything with time wise and levels, it takes longer. Basically, there, so it's much more difficult. Their single player setting is there, and ironically at this time here I've been seeing another content creator on Twitter who's apparently getting harassed on YouTube because he has single player settings. If you want a chill time in this game, I recommend using single player settings, and I recommend using Ultra Stacks module, and I recommend using Spyglass with the aggression outline like I did at the start, because it's much more simpler. Now going forward, I'm going to be playing the game with single player turned off. I did have max difficulty checked in this here, and I did have difficult level up to 1.0 as well. So I had that, but the only thing I didn't have was the single player turned off. So that made things a little easier for me. But even then, it's still friggin' hard there, because there was some tremendous things there. Because I remember I'm trying to remember things. I remember getting killed by the Dilophosaurus, was my first kill. And I literally had bolas on me, and I made them to deal with the Dilophosauruses, but I forgot all about using them in the moment and heat of the moment. Because I'm more of a planner. I plan things out and I execute my plan. But in the heat of the moment, when I have to pause and think about it, that doesn't go well for me. Yeah, I always kind of struggle with that, to be honest. Yeah, when my plan goes awry, and I struggle with that. But anyway, so in that moment, I basically made boas to use on the Dilophosaurus, and the Dilophosaurus killed me. I ended up taming that Dilophosaurus as well. I should actually go. I've still got the offline games for what do you call it, for yeah, for the I was actually getting distracted with the video then. That happens to me as well when I do things like this. So yeah, so we I need to get that Dilophosaurus and actually keep it, move it over to my offline game, the Ragnarok map there. So yeah, that happened. I also remember in Scorched Earth having I actually made the boas. I literally just made the boas. No, I was going to make the boas, but I decided to go down and get some water, and I ended up dying to 2 raptors. I remember that. The thing about Scorched Earth, I'm talking about that. Scorched Earth is probably my least favourite map, to be honest. I don't like to say it because it is unique and different, and that is one great thing I'll talk about. It's the differences in the map. But Scorched Earth, the only thing that puts me off Scorched Earth is the storms. It's not actual specifically the storms, it's actually the consistency of the storms, like how consistently they happen. That is the thing that I don't like about it. It's the same with the, what do you call it, the aberration and the earthquakes. At first, it's part of the atmosphere and the immersion of the map. But eventually, it gets to the point where it just feels like it's repetitive and gets a bit annoying. Especially when you're a content creator and you're the wyvern trench and you want to play with a wyvern trench, but you have to stop because a sandstorm or something comes in. It's a bit frustrating. So it would be nice to have some control over that. But the developers have moved on to Ark already, so the game is what it is. They would just have to deal with it, basically. But the Scorched Earth, apart from that, the wyverns are super cool, but we had no luck with any of the eggs, so that was frustrating. But the Manticore boss fight in that was surprisingly very easy. I don't know if it was because I just did my boss Fernosaurs, because the Fernosaurs that I had I faced on there, they were the new Fernosaurs, because I lost the Fernosaurs beforehand to the dragon boss fight, where everything went completely wrong. So yeah, this this is the moment I'm talking about the dragon. This is like my favourite thing, because we had a lot of trouble with this dragon because of this. Well, I still think it's stupid, but this dragon's fireball does like 20% damage at your health. It's based on the health of your dinosaurs. Nothing else in the game ever does that. This is where I realised that Fernosaur over there is battling it itself for some reason. There. It's about to die as well, I think. Anyway, Yeah, right. So yeah, the Manticore boss fight was actually very simple, but at the same time, Manticore was the coolest boss in the game. Manticore was so friggin' cool. Like really, it looked friggin' awesome. So I did, and I loved the look at it. It's just a shame it wasn't tougher, but at the same time, if it was much tougher, I probably wouldn't be too happy with it. Because this dragon boss fight was really tough there. So I kind of like the idea of it for because Scortef is the second map. So you have because the island is a brutal map. You've got four bosses because the Overseer, we got caught out with the cold. We didn't know about the cold. I don't want to talk about that. Before we ended up on a fun note when we almost beat the Broomiller on foot. Yeah, that's a fun thing that we figured out there. So we got if it hadn't been because of the whole dying with the cold and everything there, we would have actually probably beaten the Overseer, I think, there. So, but the island is a brutal map to get off there, so it's nice to actually have kind of a bit more of a chilled map with Scottish Earth with the boss fight because it's more about patience, and I'm not exactly the most patient of people. Sadly, we didn't get to the boss fights in Aberration or Extinction or I'm laughing at myself. You can't see it, but my cam is actually behind the camera for this video here, and I just went yay there, and I'm laughing at that. So yeah, that was the fun with Scorched Earth. The boss fight was a lot of fun, but we didn't get to Aberration Extinction because we just had so much stuff to learn and do in this there. Because there really is a lot to this game. That's the fun with the 6 maps. Even for those little things like the overseer, the boss fight, sometimes there are little issues with transferring across. Sometimes you got to split something in your inventory, you can crash it if you haven't given yourself enough time after you're spawned in for things to basically automatically save there. Then basically you're going to lose some dinosaurs when you brought them out from the obelisk. There's little things, little quirks and stuff like that. There is a thing where you jump off dinosaur and you can't shoot as well. So there's a lot of different things, and there was things like the Tuzo and the Cave of Caves grabbing me from there. The Tuzo wasn't even in the cave; it was actually on our side. That was probably the biggest glitch of all, to be honest. The one that annoyed me the most. Also, we had the one where with the spoiled meat as well. We split that, and we lost Tammy, who had just saved us from the snake, because we couldn't find Tammy in the cave, and we swung back in there. So we had some issues, but with all that being said, I had tremendous amount of fun on these 6 maps, and a big part of why is because each of them are individually just different. They're good. The island was a lot of fun with the four bosses. Extinction has the corruption side of things, and you also have the meteor showers that come in, which is a different thing as well. Um, Oh, in Genesis Part 1, we had the simulation with the different biomes that you're going to go in. I absolutely love that map. I don't like the missions because we can't complete the game in alpha on that map because there's some multiplayer missions for some reason, which is completely ridiculous, stupid. But I can't do that in Genesis Part 1. I do like the idea of the missions because it reminds me of arcade games I used to play when I was younger. So like things like Javanoid, Space Invaders, Cubert, and Helicopter, and God, so many of them. Can't even remember all of them. Shop at Cafe, I remember. Um, so many of them I used to play a long, long time ago. There, so yeah, that reminds me of that, and a lot of them were fun, but some weren't fun. Like the canoe race at Genesis Part 2 wasn't fun. But our favourite one was the Survive the Ark on Genesis Part 2. So yeah, but it was annoying in Genesis Part 1 where we couldn't actually complete the alpha. That actually puts me off doing the boss fights on Genesis Part 1 at all because you can see it with the challenge. I like to do the 3 different levels. I want to do all the 3 levels. I'm going to be in future what I'm going to be doing. And I talked about the others. I'm going to have like give myself a certain amount of lives, and the lives will be depending on the artifacts I've got. So I'm going to have 3 or 4 lives or to actually beat the boss fight in all 3 levels. And that's what I'm going to be looking to do forward because I like that like challenge. It's thrilling to me. So not being able to do the alpha boss fight at all on Genesis Part 1 just really bugs me. So yeah, that's the only thing about there. But with that being said, the actual maps itself, with the exception of the volcanic biome, because I didn't really like that as much, I felt like there could be more land around the volcano. there, but I loved the rest of the biomes. I loved the bog, I loved the ocean biome, I especially loved the lunar biome. Completely different to anything else that was in the game. Loved that. It was so much fun floating around there. I'm so glad that they put in a thing when you do get knocked off of the side, you just down to the heat, basically the pure heat, but you actually just automatically get spawned back in. The only thing that's a little annoying is the drones and things that shoot above you, but to be honest, they don't really pack much of a punch, they're just more nuisance than anything. But I loved that biome. That was probably one of my favourite places in the whole game, is the lunar biome on there. Plus, it's where we got our tech wreck seas for our army there as well. That was a lot of fun. Genesis Part 1 is actually a great place to get army dinosaurs because we got Uters and Venusaurs there as well. And I'm probably sure you could probably get decent normal Rexes and volcanic biome as well there. So that was definitely fun. Genesis Part 2, I very much enjoyed that map as well. There. But yeah, again, the missions didn't seem to be as bad. They were different this time because you had to do missions when there was a timer on it. I think the timer could be longer or no timer at all would be better, to be honest. That'd be nice if you just do them once and you can repeatedly do them. But you do them once to unlock them, that would be nice. Extinction, we never got to the bosses, but the bosses are Kaju expired. The actual big main boss, because the extension is very much like Island. There's 4 bosses. You do the 3, then you have the 3 kind of mini bosses. I hate calling the dragon, the brood mother, and the metamorphic is a mini boss because that dragon boss fight was anything other than a mini boss. But that's kind of what it's like. It's a mini boss when you got the main boss, the overseer. Extinction is the same thing. You got 3 bosses on there, Kaju looking bosses, and then you got the main boss, and the main boss is it's pretty much Godzilla. Would you say it's Godzilla? Right? It's not called Godzilla. I think it's called King Titan or something like that, but it's Godzilla, pretty much. But that's a fun thing we can do in season 3. Season 3. Get ahead of myself there. Season 2, I mean. Aberration. I loved Aberration. The earthquakes do get a little annoying, but I love the surface. I love the surface being on fire and being trapped down there and not being able to get off. I love that. I was actually really looking forward to going back there. So I'm a little disappointed I didn't get back to there this season of that, because once we left there we never went back again after that, so that was unfortunate. But I did love the Aberration. I do not love Microraptors that you just saw on the screen. I do not love them at all. But we did love the canal, the stream, basically, of an Aberration where you had all the Carcinus and you had all the Spinos. I love the Aberrant Spinos as well. They're one of my favourites, Aberrant Spinos. I love them. I don't know why, I just love Aberrant Spinos for some reason. They're just awesome. It's not like they're anything better than what you call it, the most Spinos. Really, certainly from memory they don't jump out to me to be any better, but for some reason I just love them so much more than normal Spinos. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah. So I loved that. I always remember thinking the Carcinus was a spider at first because I was freaking out so much. When I first saw it, I was freaking out so much because it was bouncing on the water when I first saw it. I think I'm going to do a short actually on that, because I'm actually trying to find time to go back through the older episodes and take out content for shorts basically from it, because I've got a load of stuff there. I remember that. I remember that there. That was quite funny. I remember the very first time I came across Reapers on the surface. It wasn't just one, it was 2, and they brutally murdered me and my Swino. Same thing happened in the red zone as well. The first time I came across Reapers down there, well, let's be real, the Reapers are essentially aliens. That's what they are. But when we came down from there to the red zone, it was the same thing too. We encountered 2 of them instead of the one. Like, why couldn't I just, the very first time I ever encountered Reapers, just be 1 there, and I could have maybe done a bit of fighting. I might have still died probably against 1, but against 2 I had no chance there. But that happened. I remember Emma falling off the cliff when we were falling, because having a package stuff with you doesn't go too well in this game. I never con of the game, really. You've got a bit of package stuff there, but with that being said, there's just so many dinosaurs in this game. Shadow Mains are one of my favourite, but Argentavis is a favourite of all. I love Deomorphins as well. I love Deomorphins, they're fun. The text reader's great for getting resources. Maywin's a lot of fun. There's just so many dinosaurs. The Metapithecus is great too, the monkeys as well. There's so many. Otters are adorable. There's just so many great dinosaurs. There's just no way I can pick one there. The wyverns are great as well. Sadly, I didn't get the chance to show the wyverns as much because we had no luck with it there. But we showed a wide range of stuff in this game, in this season of this game. We showed a lot of stuff in this season of this game here. So it's actually more thinking about it. I was a bit bummed out there near the end, basically, because there's no two ways about it. I was ready to move on to a new game, basically, in here. I was ready to move on to a new season in this game here, because it'd been like a year and a half I'd been playing this, so there's no doubt I was ready to move on. So it'd be better waiting to season 2 to show Aberration in its fullness and show Extinction in its fullness. Same with Genesis Part 1 and Part 2 with the missions as well. So that will be something that'll be a focus on season 2 probably. Of Story Ark, which at the present moment in time, I do plan to do that, and I don't think that's going to change. There will be a season 2 Story Ark, but what's coming up next is Mixed Ark. Mixed Ark will be 4 maps, which may or may not include a Story Ark map like the Island or Extinction or something like that, but it won't in season 1 because we want to show 4 of the custom Ark maps instead. Because there's 6 custom Ark maps, so 6 Story Ark maps. We showed the 6 Story Ark maps in season 1 of Story Ark, and we'll be going back there, and obviously season 2 Story Ark will always be the 6 maps. So in custom and the Mixed Ark will probably stick to the the custom Ark maps, but occasionally we might put in a Story Ark just to mix things up eventually. But we do plan to keep going with Ark Evolved. I loved this game. I loved it. It was so much fun. I love being dropped into a map. Recently I just updated my description channel paragraph for my channel, and I put in there I love being dropped into maps and just surviving and figuring out what the heck is going on. But the fact I get to drop into a map with dinosaurs is great, because I love things like the Lost World TV show and that there. I love the idea of just being like getting lost somewhere and all of a sudden, oh my god, that's a dinosaur sort of thing. Now I'd probably die within a minute or something, but at least I'll get to see a dinosaur before I die. Yeah, I would never go as well as a TV show would be going in life, but I love the feeling it and I love getting lost in the immersion of it there. So overall, even though it has its flaws, I do love this game. I absolutely love this game. This was a tremendous amount of fun. I'm going to have more fun going forward playing it. I really can't pick. I don't understand people who can pick top 10 dinosaurs and stuff like that, because I just love all the dinosaurs in this game here. I'd be quicker saying the ones I didn't like, and I'm actually currently trying to think at the present moment. I was a bit disappointed with the 2 though. I was a bit disappointed with that. I don't think there's dinosaurs I dislike, it's more there's just little things like the Tuzo was the only one that really disappointed me. It's a lot of fun, but I feel like it should do more damage, and I feel like Megadons should ignore it. So that was the only thing that bothered me. The Enforcer on Extinction, I was a little disappointed with that. The Gatchers are not bad, but honestly I didn't feel like the Gatcher's powers that turn resources into something else, like your family, but I didn't feel like it gave you enough to really make it worthwhile, I felt like. I love the Digress, I love rolling around in the Digress. The Snow Elves I came to appreciate a lot. The Mega Services I appreciated at the end. I could talk about this game all day, I really could. I could go another hour or so talking about different things, but I'll be starting to repeat myself probably here. But yeah, overall, Story Ark was. You can see why I didn't do this at the end of the last episode when I dropped to the sound. You can see why I waited until recording this, because I just loved this. There's still a lot more to do as well. Oh, I remember the Bloodstalker saga. I remember getting hit by a meteoroid as well in Fimmy, because I was wondering if I was going to be safe. And it was really funny because I was sitting on the Fire Lacolia I died at the final go in, which I was very pleased about because that was weird. No, that I remember that. But yeah, again, go back to the lunar biome, which was one of my favorite places in the whole game. I love the lunar biome. It's so much fun, and the story arc kind of makes my favorite place there. I actually like Ragnarok. It's my favorite map in the game. But yeah, overall, just absolutely brilliant. And I think in the fact that you go from 3rd October to 2022 to 7th April 2024, and you're still, even though you're kind of drifting a little bit and ready to move on, you're still enjoying the game a little bit. Tells you that, yeah, because I've got about 2,700 hours in this game now, so yeah, I think it's safe to say I enjoy this game. And the crazy thing about it, I got this game for free. Yeah, I bought the DLCs. I bought the DLC for Scorched Earth, Aberration, and Genesis Part 1 and Part 2. But I got the island and the 6 story custom arc maps for free. Absolute steal. Right. This Overseer thing at the end, we will conquer this eventually. Usually we have difficulties, we figure things out eventually, and we get stuff there. But yeah, I think I've said enough. It's been over half an hour. There's probably more. I know what's going to happen after this. I go away. I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot to say this, and I forgot to talk about that, and I remember this, I remember that bit over there. We go into mutations in the end as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Doing more with that in future as well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this wrap up of Story Ark Season 1, please like the video. If you want to see future gaming content from me, please subscribe for future gaming content. And until next time, take care.